guys, what's up? Austin the Mechanic here, back with a clean workbench. Saw a lot of you guys' comments. Cleaned it up for you guys. So today we're going to be taking a break from the differential. As you can see, I got all the bearings in there. I only showed on last video me putting in one of the bearings because it would have been very repetitive for me to have put in all of them on camera. But rest assured, I did get them all in. All of them are functional, and we're good to move on. Now, one of the things that is it has a, I believe it's called a brake drum. It's not the rotor drum, but rather it has a drum where there are brakes that press inside this and press up against the inside of this and brake the vehicle. For the rear brakes, the front brakes are hydraulic brakes, but nevertheless, the reason why I was doing a little investigating on my own, trying to figure out why these bearings failed to begin with. Well, through the brakes, there is this axle piece right here. Okay, so the axle connects to your differential, or this axle hub cover thing connects to your differential, and through that differential, this entire thing is sealed, so no water should be able to get in. Well, what happened was the brake drum actually has a guard on it, and this is the guard right here. As you can see, the seal looks like that may have failed, but the bigger problem we've got with this thing is this. So as you can see right there, obviously that's not going to be watertight, and that brings up a problem for us because we need this to be watertight, and that obviously is not. So did a little bit of research. This part right here is actually like $50 online, and I thought, well, it's not really all that structural, it just needs to work. So I came to the conclusion myself that I'm going to fiberglass it. I went ahead and went to my local AutoZone or auto parts store, and this was $20, I believe. And it comes with obviously your can of resin jelly, the hardener cream that you mix with the resin. It comes with the cloth, and it comes with the spreader for it. So that's perfect. That's exactly what I need. But obviously, this is not going to bond to the Bondo. The fiberglass resin is not going to bond to loose, broken up, rusty metal. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to clean that up. Now, the way I think I'm going to do it is with this bench grinder down here. I'm just going to go ahead and take off, all the rust that I can. And then on the inside, it's not too critical that the inside be clean. However, I'm just going to give it a light sanding after. Obviously, the inside here where the broken part is, I'm going to have to sand. But all this other stuff really isn't all that critical. I'm going to go ahead and probably end up painting this with bed liner or possibly just a black. Really just depends on what I have in the garage. And I need to punch out this seal, replace it with the new axle seal that I got in the kit. So yeah, that's what this video is going to be about. It's a little bit of a break from the differential, but I thought we might as well tackle this because the differential is just about ready to get to go back together, and after that we should have a quick test to see if this thing even works. And that will be a pretty cool video, I think. The brakes for this are actually missing. I don't have the brakes, so we're going to be running without brakes for a little while. But they're only $25 online. I'm just going to make sure the differential itself works before I go ahead and order those. Other than that, I guess it's time to get going on this. So I am going to get the bench grinder out, and I will get ready to show you guys how I'm going to take about this. Alrighty guys, so we got the angle grinder all set up here. This is not going to be a fun job, I'll tell you that much. Just like to let you guys know that I will be using, well, if I can find them. This might look a little funny, but better safe than sorry. So we're going to go ahead and get this thing rolling. Alrighty guys, so I did as best as I could on this. It's not perfect, and like I said, this is strictly for functionality standpoint, not necessarily the nicest. I don't need it to look the nicest. But you know what? We're going to do this right, so we're going to go ahead and grab some mineral spirits here. Get that on a rag. Get that nice and soaked in there. Okay. And like the instructions say, it needs a nice surface to bond to. So I'm going to go ahead and just remove all the dust that might be on there. This mineral spirits. And I'm going to work in sections on this. I'm not just going to do it all at once, being that it is a pretty big area. I'm going to go ahead and clean the inside as well. And I did clean up the inside on this as well, to the best of my abilities. That is why you want to definitely clean that out. Okay, so what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to test fit this thing square in the middle. And I'm just going to make sure that I don't need to make any other adjustments, because I do realize that this thing okay, and you know what, it ain't gonna hurt, so I'm gonna go ahead and pop this thing out a little more. Okay, so as you can see there, I leveled it out as good as possible. It's definitely not leaning inward. So one more time, now that I've beat on that a little bit, probably. Okay, so one thing to note if you're new to fiberglass, Bondo, or whatever you want to call it, is this stuff dries very quick. So whatever you're planning on doing, make sure you have it planned out. So I always mix resin and stuff on this little board right here. I don't know why, just don't ask me. That's just my go-to mixing board here. So I'm gonna go ahead and open this guy up. And okay. So here's your cloth. Here's what's the actual structural part to it. So that is definitely needed. Here's a little mixing knife that comes with it. That will be very handy. Okay, here is your Bondo, your fiberglass resin, your jelly resin. And then here's what you put to actually harden the resin. So I'm going to go ahead and get a can opener here. Okay, and actually before we even mess with that, let's go ahead and take out our cloth here. Okay, this is going to be your structural component to it. So you really want to make sure that you overlap quite a bit. Okay, so I'm just going to lay that right here, because I know this is where my first area that I'm going to be working is going to go. Okay, I'm going to get my mixing knife ready. I'm going to go ahead and open this stuff up here. And definitely a distinct smell to it. So what I'm actually going to do, so this stuff does not run and harden on me if I mix and match the hardener with this, is I'm going to go ahead and grab a little mixing knife here. So I should only really need for the first batch maybe about this much. Okay, go ahead and put that down here. So I'm going to go ahead and put about a dot's worth. Might be a little much, a little less. You just need to eyeball a little bit of a dot on there. Okay. And then we're gonna go ahead and mix this stuff up very thoroughly. Okay. Now we're gonna get ready for the transfer here. Okay. And you just want to do some even, thin layers to begin. Alright guys, so after about, I want to say 4 coats, this is our final product. Final product that needs sanding, but final product. I'm still going to clean up all this rust in here. I only cleaned up this side and side of there. Right down here, I didn't feel the need that I needed another coat. This side's had 2 coats anyway. So I'm gonna get to sanding this, basically the same sanding method you would always use. After that, I'm gonna get out this bearing or this seal right here, replace that, and then we're looking pretty good on this project so far. So maybe after this, it's time to throw this beast together. Alright guys, I'm pretty proud of this. Like I said, not looking for beauty here, looking for functionality. Went ahead and sanded it so there's no large lumps on it. Could have done a little bit better around the edges, but I went through 2 things of sandpaper. The inside, there's nothing that interferes with the rotor. I'm going to go ahead, prime and paint this, and then that'll wrap that up. So I'm going to go ahead and clean this thing with mineral spirits, and then throw a quick layer of primer down, wait probably 10-15 minutes, throw a can of black on there, or possibly bed liner if I have it. And I think that's a job well done. So yeah guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.